The next line of defense is access control. Think of the VPN as the key to the front door of the building, and access control as the keycard system that determines which specific rooms, folders, servers, or apps you are allowed to enter. The principle of least privilege, POLP, this is the golden rule of security. Users should only have the minimum level of access necessary to perform their job. Why it matters: if your account is ever compromised, the damage is limited. A marketing assistant shouldn't have access to the HR payroll server, just as a developer shouldn't necessarily have access to the company's bank portal. Only allow access to the specific systems or data they need. Disable admin rights unless absolutely necessary. RBAC versus ABAC. To manage permissions efficiently, organizations use specific models to categorize users. RBAC, role-based access control, permissions are tied to job titles. Example, anyone in the accounting group automatically gets read/write access to the invoices folder. When a new accountant starts, you just add them to the group. ABAC, attribute-based access control, a more surgical approach where access is granted based on conditions. Example, allow access to the finance server if the user is in the accounting group and it is between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. and they are connecting from a company-owned laptop. Types of permissions, the CRUD model, not all access is equal. Permissions are usually broken down into levels: read-only, you can see the file but cannot change it or delete it. Write/modify, you can edit the content. Full control, owner, you can delete files and most importantly grant permissions to other people. Warning, full control should be restricted to a very small number of IT administrators. Just-in-time, JIT, access for highly sensitive tasks, like changing server configurations. Many modern offices use JIT access. Instead of having admin rights 24/7, you have standard rights. When you need to do something high level, you request temporary elevation. The system grants you admin rights for a set window, example 2 hours, then automatically revokes them. Session logging and auditing. Access control is only effective if it is monitored. Audit trails, every time you access a sensitive file or log in remotely, a log is created. Track remote login activity and monitor abnormal access patterns. Alerting, if a user suddenly tries to download 5,000 files at 3 a.m. from an unusual IP address, the system should automatically kill the session and alert IT. Session restrictions. Idle timeout. Disable clipboard/file transfer if not needed. Restrict local printer redirection. Comparison of permission strategies. Strategy: security level management effort best for flat permissions, low, very low, tiny startups, 1 to 3 people. Group based, RBAC, medium low, most small to medium businesses. Conditional, ABAC, high large corporations or highly regulated industries. Peer tip: if you are the one setting this up, avoid permission creep. This happens when an employee changes roles but keeps all their old permissions. Periodically, every 3 to 6 months, conduct an access review to see who still needs what. Technical requirements: to move from a basic setup to a professional-grade remote access environment, you need to treat the system like a critical piece of infrastructure. If the connection is slow, you can't work. If it breaks and you have no backup, the office is effectively closed for you. Here are the technical specifics for performance, compatibility, and recovery. Performance considerations: remote access is sensitive to latency, delay, more than raw download speed. Even with a fast connection, high latency will make your mouse cursor feel like it's moving through honey. Bandwidth requirements, minimum, 5 to 10 Mbps, for basic office tasks/email. Recommended, 25 plus Mbps, for smooth screen sharing and video calls. The secret metric: focus on the office's upload speed. Since the office machine is sending its screen to you, a slow upload at the office will cause your remote session to lag, regardless of how fast your home internet is. Latency and jitter, aim for a ping, latency, under 100 milliseconds. Over 150 milliseconds, real-time typing becomes frustrating. Jitter, the variation in delay, should be under 30 milliseconds to prevent stuttering in the video feed. Quality of service, QoS: if your office router supports it, prioritize traffic on port 3389, RDP, or your VPN's specific port. This ensures a large file download in the office doesn't kill your remote session. And server or host PC must be powered on and reachable. Compatibility and hardware. Compatibility isn't just about Mac versus Windows, it's about the hardware's ability to decode the video stream. Cross-platform clients, if you use a Mac to access a Windows PC, use the Microsoft Remote Desktop app from the App Store, not third-party clones, for better stability. And check that OS policies allow remote login. For Linux, Remmina is the most robust client for RDP/VNC. GPU acceleration: if you are doing video editing or CAD work, ensure the office machine has a dedicated GPU and that your remote software supports H.264/H.265 hardware encoding. Without this, the CPU will struggle to film the screen and send it to you, causing massive lag. Peripheral redirection, check if your software supports the hardware you need at home, example redirecting your home printer or USB security dongle so the office machine sees them. Backup and recovery plans, what happens if the power goes out at the office, or the VPN server crashes. The power off problem, * redundant power, the office machine should be on a UPS, uninterruptible power supply. BIOS setting, set the office PC's BIOS to power on after power loss. This ensures that if the power blinks, the computer restarts itself automatically. Remote management, out of band * for mission critical machines, use hardware like Intel vPro or an IPKVM. These allow you to access the brain of the computer even if the operating system has crashed or is stuck at a blue screen. The 3-2-1 backup rule, * ensure the office machine is backing up data to a local NAS and a cloud service, like Backblaze or AWS. Crucial, do not make the backup drive a mapped network drive that is always connected. If a virus hits your remote session, it could encrypt your backups too. Ensure critical data is backed up before enabling remote access. Have procedures for lost/stolen devices. Policies and compliance when connecting to an office from outside, the technical bridge you build must be governed by strict rules. Without clear policies and a trained workforce, even the most expensive security software can be bypassed by a single human error. Here is an elaboration on the 3 pillars of administrative security: policy, compliance, and training. Company remote work policy. A formal policy isn't just HR paperwork, it is a legal and operational shield for the company. A robust policy should include approved zones of work, explicitly state whether working from public spaces, cafes, airports, is allowed. Many companies ban high-risk locations or require privacy screens in public. Shadow IT prohibition, strict rules against using unapproved software, example using personal Dropbox to move office files because the VPN is too slow. Device posture requirements, if using a personal laptop, BYOD, the policy must define minimum standards, must have antivirus version X, OS version Y, and no jailbroken mobile devices. Data handling and disposal, rules for printing sensitive documents at home, often prohibited, and how to securely destroy them. Regulatory compliance, the legal guardrails, depending on your industry, remote access might be subject to federal or international laws. Failure to comply can result in massive fines. Regulation industry remote access requirement global/EU requires data protection by design. Remote sessions must be encrypted and logs must track who GDPR data accessed personal data. Healthcare requires strict audit controls. Every time a patient record is viewed remotely, it must be timestamped HIPAA, US, and logged. Prohibits storing credit card data on remote local drives. Remote sessions must use MFA without PCI DSS finance/retail exception. SOC 2/ISO requires proof that remote access is monitored and that access is revoked immediately when an tech/SOS 27001 employee leaves. GDPR, HIPAA, PCI DSS, etc., depending on the organization, data must not be stored locally unless allowed. User training, the human firewall, statistics consistently show that human error, phishing, weak passwords, is the #1 cause of breaches. Training should move beyond a yearly video to active defense. Key training modules, phishing simulations, send fake phishing emails to staff. Those who click are immediately given a 2-minute refresher course on what they missed. Physical security, training on visual hacking, someone looking over your shoulder, and the importance of locking your screen even when just going to the kitchen for coffee. Incident reporting, employees must feel safe reporting a mistake. I accidentally clicked a weird link should be met with help, not immediate punishment, to ensure the IT team can contain the threat quickly. Home network hygiene, educating users on how to change their home router's default admin password and enable WPA3 encryption. Compliance auditing policies are useless if they aren't verified. Automated log reviews, use software to flag impossible travel, for example, if a user logs in from New York and then 20 minutes later from London. Access reviews, quarterly cleanup to ensure people who change departments no longer have access to their old folders. Peer tip, when writing these policies, use plain language. Instead of utilize robust cryptographic protocols, use always turn on the company VPN before opening work files. If people don't understand the rule, they won't follow it. Summary table category: what to consider: security, MFA, VPN, patches, antivirus, secure Wi-Fi access, least privilege, logging, restricted features, technical bandwidth, host availability, software compliance policies, regulations, user training.